Hello, Sergeant Devilldog here, and welcome to episode 36 in my series on construction simulators. This is also part 3 in our hotel complex. We left off at part 2, and we're actually putting the floor on the level 3. So just now I'm placing the last panel on level 3 to make the floor. Now what we need to do is actually put up the walls. So we'll bring our crane over to the back of our truck and pick up our last flat pack off the back of our truck. We'll just line up our white circles over top of the blue circle on the pallet. We just need to go to our left a little bit. We need to lift our hook up. There we go, it's green. Hit the X button to pick up our flat pack. What we'll do, the last 2 levels I've actually placed it in the middle of the floor, but this time I'm actually going to move it across the far side of the building and place it on the ground outside the building. That way I don't have to run upstairs to actually fold it up, and I don't have to run up 3 flights of stairs to actually unpack it. So once I place it on the ground, I'll jump out of my crane and I'll run over and I'll unpack. Okay, so we'll just run around. Rightio, I actually have to unhook the crane off it to actually unpack it. So I'll hit the X button to unhook the crane. Just lift the hook up a tiny bit, not too high. Now I'll jump back out of the crane and I'll run back over, and by holding the triangle button down I'll be able to take the 2 red straps off the pack. There we go. Now we'll just run back and jump in the crane again. Now I can lift these 4 pieces back into place. So as you can see, there's some highlighted areas. There's 3 windows that have got big square windows, 3 panels, and 1 that's got little panels. So we'll just go straight down, drop this one into place. At least we only have to do 4 panels on the 3rd floor. Right, we'll just lower the crane down. Right, hook's gone green. Hook up, we'll lift straight back up. Go to the closest panel we can. Make this nice and quick. Right, it's green, hit the X button, that drops off. Boom back in a little bit, lower our hook straight down. I'm trying to make a minimum amount of moves. Lift this panel up. So we'll swing this one to our left and drop it in this first little panel. Lower it down. Swing it to the left, lower it down, hit the X, and then we've got 1 panel to go. So we'll just boom back out. Lower our hook down. Our hook's swinging around a little bit, so need to move to the right a tiny bit. Right, there we go. Try to catch the hook as it runs through the circle. Hit the X button. We'll lift up. And we'll actually bring our boom in. Try not to hit our tower of our crane. We'll just have to swing around over into the room, and then bring the crane back in, boom back in, to try to line it up without hitting our tower. Oh, that was close. Bring the hook down, hit the X button. Now it wants us to unload a couple of pallets on the 3rd floor, so we're going to have to run upstairs anyway. So we'll take advantage and pack this flat pack up, holding the triangle button in. Now we'll have to run up to the 3rd floor and unpack the bundles. Looks like there's 2 bundles on the 3rd floor. Alright, so we'll have to run up the stairs, up the 2nd floor, try not to fall down the elevator shaft. Alright, we'll unpack the far one first. Simply press your triangle button to undo the strapping. Alright, there we go, we've put up some framework for upstairs. Oops, run into the wrong room. We'll head back down to the hallway through this door, and we'll unpack this other package holding the triangle button in. Rightio. Now we'll head downstairs. It's actually asking us to undo some pallets downstairs next to our crane again. So we'll head back downstairs. Back around. down the ground floor, down the hallway, back out the door, and you can see your blue circle over the side. So we'll head over here and caught on the legs of the crane. We'll go around. Rightio, looks like we're going to be doing some concreting here in a minute. Rightio, we've made up some panels we need to lift up onto the roof. So we'll enter our crane. As you can see, there's 21 panels we need to place on the roof. So we'll start with our first bundle, lining up our white circle over top of the blue circle. We'll lower our hook down. Once our blue circle goes green, we need to move to the right a tiny bit. There we go, hit the X button and lift the first panel up. We'll just lift it up roughly 3 stories high and then swing around. As you can see, these panels need to be put at the far end. So we'll try to place this one very close to the crane. Just need to boom out a tiny bit. There you go, it's green. Hit the X button and it'll fall into place. Now we'll spin back around and grab our next panel out of the same pile. Rightio, the white circle, when it goes green, it shows you that you're lined up. Right, how it goes green, you're lined up. Just lower your hook down to the right height. What I'll do, rather than you watch me put all 21 panels up, is I'll cut the video after I place this panel, and I'll come back to you when we've only got a couple of panels to go to save a bit of time. Just swing around, drop this next panel down, just boom out a tiny bit. Rightio, I'm down to 2 panels left. Alright, so we'll swing around and pick up our last panel. It's taken a good 10-15 minutes to actually place all 21 panels into place. Alright, drop our hook down, pick up our last panel, just boom out as we swing around, just so we get a bit of distance so we can reach the far end. Alright, lift it up a bit high. Then we can lower it down, watch it swinging. Once it goes green, just hit the X button and it'll fall into place. Now it's actually asking us to concrete the whole roof surface. And what we'll do is we'll pack up the crane, crack the hook back up, and I'll run back out the front. And I'll actually return this truck and trailer back to our stall so I can actually move it off the site. And then I can actually move our concrete truck and pump in the position along the front of the building. Right, so we'll pack the truck up and we'll pack the trailer up. Right, now that's out of the way, so what we'll do is we'll run over and we'll grab our concrete pump, position it in front of the building, and then we'll jump in our concrete mixer and set it up. So it backs onto the concrete pump. As you can see, I've got our big concrete pump, which is the one we used for building our bridge. It's actually got the height so it can reach up to 3 stories, as our little concrete mixer won't reach that high. So I'll actually position the legs out. Now we'll swing the boom up. Unlike our little pump that's only got 3 extensions, this pump's got 5 or 6, so we've got the extra height. Just keep swinging around and around. Swing the underarm out. That's 2. There's our 3rd. Alright, keep swinging it around. Alright, so we need to lift it up a little bit. There we go. There's our 4th arm and our 5th arm. So as you can see, we've got a fair bit of height, so we should be able to reach most of the way across the roof of this building. Right, as you can see, there's a white circle on the ground down there. We're trying to line up this white circle with the area we need to actually concrete on the roof. Once we actually get it on the roof, you'll be able to see it better. There we go, it's all green. So that's showing you're ready to actually pour the concrete. Now what we'll do is run over and we'll grab our cement mixer. Remember to open the back door on the hopper of the concrete pump. Now we'll jump in our concrete truck. As you can see, I've got no concrete in the truck at the moment, but when I actually back onto the pump, I'll actually quick fill the truck with concrete. So I'll just swing around and try to square up with the pump. I'll straighten the chute up in the back. I'll get it roughly square. Now I can reverse back. I'll fold the final flap back up. It'll automatically fold up if you reverse back too far. Need to go forward a little bit. Line up that chute over the hopper. Right, there we go. Move the chute around a little bit. Now what I'll do is auto-fill the concrete pump. Then I'll hit the discharge on the pump, on the concrete truck. As we walk past, you can actually see the concrete falling out of the truck into the back hopper. Now we'll climb back in our pump. We'll actually start spreading the concrete across the roof. As you can see, the white circle goes green once we move it. When it goes green, it's adding more concrete to the area. Once it's white, it stops adding concrete to that area. It actually takes a little bit. The first time you run across the roof, you can actually see like a wet area forming up under the mesh. Then you come back through a second time and you can actually fill in concrete above the mesh. This is why it takes a little bit to go from green to white. I'll try to boom back and forth, fill in any little gaps as we go back and forth. As you can see there, where I actually ran straight to the left hand side, it's left a little wet mark. This is pouring concrete into the roof under the mesh, and as we come back through, concrete's filling up the area and covering the mesh over. Got a little bit of a hole there we need to fill back in. And we'll just move around slightly. As you can see, I've still got one more extension to fold out on the boom, so I can reach right across the roof. We'll just do this little bit of a corner, just by working back and forth, doing bigger arcs, filling in the roof. If you actually lift up too high, your white circle will turn red. That means you're too high for the concrete to fall out, so you have to lower your boom down. So swing back over to the left, try to go right to the edge. This will take a fair bit of concrete to concrete this whole roof. It's a fairly big area, so we'll just keep moving around, lifting up, trying to fill in that little bit of a gap between the two pours we've just done, splashing the concrete around. If you splash it around, you'll find it'll actually spread out and fill in areas you haven't done. Alright, swing it back and forth. Keep working our way along the edges of where we've actually poured to make it longer. Alright, extend out a little bit. Swing it back in so it splashes. Fill in that little bit of a divot in the slab. Still got a little bit of a divot there to our left. We'll move to our right as we splash. As you can see, when you go back and forth, it keeps changing the camera angle. We're in mesh we haven't done before. Just keep swinging across to our right. I'm getting caught up on that gangplank on the outside of the building, so I might have to reposition my main boom. So I'll have to stop the concrete. We'll have to reposition our boom so we're not caught up actually on that walkway outside. I need to get a little bit more height, so I might just reset the boom right now. Right, I've reset and actually cut the video, and we're going nicely along. We're about 96%. I'm at the far end of the slab now. It's taken all night to pour the slab. It takes a fair while to actually pour this slab, and I've actually used about 7 loads of concrete so far, so it costs a fair bit of money to actually pour this slab. What I'm doing, I'm just running the concrete out, and as you can see, you've got like a wet area, so this makes it quicker to actually spread the concrete. Got a fair bit of area here. I can just swing back and forth to try to get our percentage to go up and filling the roof. You don't actually have to do the whole roof. Once you hit 100%, the pieces you haven't done will automatically fill in. So just trying to make it look semi-neat. Keep filling in squares, swinging back and forth. Right, there we go, we've hit 100% and the rest of the roof's filled in. So what we can do now is actually pack up our concrete pump and our concrete truck. So we'll run over and we'll stop the discharge of the truck, and we'll actually park this concrete truck back in the go line. We're actually finished with it at the moment. Just sneak in here and I'll refuel the truck, repair any damage. We'll just drive around the back and then park it next to the other concrete truck and pump. We'll swing out wide. And then we'll jump back out and actually grab our other concrete pump, move it back into the go line. Hopefully we're just about finished. We've only got a couple more things to do, hopefully. We're at 81%, the job complete. It's actually asking us to do some excavation. Right, so we'll pack our legs up on our pump. We'll just reverse this back onto the go line. I'll actually refuel this one up, because actually got less than half a tank of fuel. So we'll just reverse next to this service truck. And I'll repair the boom and I'll refuel the truck. So she's ready to go next time. There we go, I'll turn the lights off. We'll jump out. I'll run down here and I'll grab in my dump truck. I'll move it out the back to where we need to excavate a big square box. We'll just head around the back of the building. As you can see, we'll just walk around this edge. And as you can see, there's a big yellow box. So I'll park the truck off here to the side, the yellow box, and then we'll have to actually go to our store and grab our excavator. It's a fairly big box, so we'll grab our biggest excavator we've got to actually fill in this square. So I'll bring our company up, vehicles, scroll across to our biggest excavator, and I'll hold the X button down to fast travel to the excavator. Now we'll bring the map up, fast travel the excavator back to the job site. Once I get the excavator down to the job site, we'll tram down around the side of the building to out the back. Let's change the camera view so we can see. We'll turn here to our right and go along this side of the building. Try not to hit that light tower just there, and try not to hit the edge of the building as we come around the edge. Takes a little bit to tram, the machine doesn't go that quick. So this could take a couple of minutes to get around the back. I'm using this excavator because it's got the oversized bucket on it, so hopefully you get about 1 or 2% for every bucket you take. If you use a smaller excavator, it takes a lot longer to dig the hole. Well, we'll try to avoid this material just there on our left hand side as we go around the end of the building. That looks like all our material to actually lay a concrete slab in the hole once we're finished digging it. Alright, we'll just keep going up. What we'll do is we'll try to line the excavator up with the truck and then drive down to the edge of the yellow line and start with digging out some material closest to the building and then work across the slab left to right. So roughly level with the truck. Turn the machine and we'll tram down right to the edge of the yellow line. This machine's got a fairly long reach on it, so we'll just roughly see if we can reach right to the edge of the yellow line. We can, rightio. As you can see, there's a white circle on the ground. So as long as we start digging outside that yellow circle, that yellow box, we should fill up the whole amount. Now I'll swing around, I'll just lift the bucket up in the air and I'll jump in the truck and reverse the truck back a little bit so it's underneath the bucket. We'll just reverse back a tiny bit, not too far. No, stop there. No, we'll just tip her out. No, she's all landed nicely. What we'll do is we'll take 2 or 3 scoops out of here and then we'll actually hold our triangle button down again to see how deep we actually have to dig this hole. Right, that's 2 buckets. 3%, 2 buckets. That's roughly 1.5% every bucket. There we go, we're up to 5, so we've got a 2% for that bucket. Alright, dig down a tiny bit deeper. Start digging towards ourselves so we can see the floor of the pit. And we're up to 7% on our 4th bucket. We'll swing back around, try to dig a bit deeper, working our way back to our left. Alright, we've taken a bit of dirt out so we can actually start seeing the floor where we've actually dug. Try to dump that one at the back of the truck. Right, we'll try to cut along this yellow line again, crowding in a little bit. As you can see, you've got your yellow line around your speedo. This is telling you when your bucket's actually full. So we'll just tip this one in the back of the truck. Truck's starting to get pretty full. Might do a couple more buckets and then actually sell the dirt in the truck. Right. Take another cut so we can see that floor. Let's send our scoop out. Tip it in the truck. Right, we'll jump out. Actually sell that dirt in the truck. We might be able to move this truck a little bit further away. Oh, wrong way. Move it forward a little bit. Right, that's looking good. Might actually cut the video and actually come back when we're further through digging the hole. Rightio. I'm up to 95%. As you can see, I've excavated a fair bit of the hole on both sides of the excavator. Well, we'll jump out and saw this load. I've spilled it a little bit over the edge of the excavator because I edge of the truck, so I'm a bit too close. Just try to move forward a little bit over the mound of dirt. Doze it out of the way. Right, we'll jump back out of the truck. Rightio. What I'll do is I'll swing across to our right and dig out in this corner. As you can see where the excavator is positioned, I can dig from both sides of actually the pit. 97%. As you see, we'll hit 100% before we actually excavate the whole pit. So once we actually clear out of the job site, the pit will finish off digging itself. Right, there's 98. Next bucket should just about do it. Let's try to get a whole full bucket. There we go, we've hit 100%. Now it's actually asking us to unpack that material to our right. So what we'll do is we'll actually move these machines out of the way, grab an extra couple of buckets of dirt to fill the truck up. That makes it worthwhile to sell. The more material we've got on the truck, the more money we'll make. So doesn't hurt to fill the truck right up. I'll just swing around. That should just about do it. Looks like a fully loaded truck. So what we'll do is we'll move our excavator to our left and park it just off the job site. Then we'll run back and we'll grab our dump truck. Right, we'll try not to drop the track in that pit. Let's go around the end of the hole. Swing around to our left. Square ourselves up. And as long as we actually drive off the block, it's considered off-site. So just past that working area onto the grassed area is off the job site. Wish you could actually speed the tram up of this machine. Well, we'll just pull it up here a little bit, and we might actually stop anywhere here. Right. Now what I'll do is I'll climb out and we'll run back and grab our dump truck. Quickly sell the dirt in the dump truck, and then I'll bring the dump truck over next to the excavator. I'll climb in, sell our dirt. Alright, and drive up over the mound. Quickly park this truck next to the excavator. Now we can run back all the way to the far end of the block and unpack that material. Don't worry about that pile of dirt there on our left hand side there, it will automatically disappear once it actually moves on to the next section. Rightio, so hold the triangle button down to unpack all this material. Now it's actually asking us to pour the floor in the pool. So I'll take advantage and I'll pack this crane up so it's out of the way. So we've packed the crane up, and what we'll do this time, we'll actually jump into our small concrete truck. Since it's ground level, we don't actually need to use our big concrete truck and pump. So this will save us a little bit of time. We'll just run over here. I'm pretty sure we've still got a tiny bit of concrete left in our truck. So we've got roughly half a load, so this will help save us a little bit of money. We'll drive around here. Oh, around in the lighting tower. Oh, trying to go a bit too quick, so reverse back a bit and reverse around that lighting tower. And I'll actually position the truck where we actually had the dump truck. Hopefully roughly halfway along this edge of this pool, and we should be able to do the whole floor of the pool. So I go into pump mode, so the legs will go out. Now we can just lift our boom up. We'll start with this far right corner closest to the truck and then work across the slab. Right, swing it around. Right, we'll fold the head over and try to get it low enough down. There we go. You can see our green circle on the slab. So what we'll do is start our discharge up, start our pump up. There we go, we've got concrete flowing out into our slab. What we'll do is we'll just work along this edge on the right hand side and just work back and forth diagonally across the slab, going from the far side back towards the pump, filling in the corners as we go. We're moving fairly quick across this slab. We just don't have the reach to go right to the far side in that far corner, but that doesn't matter. We should be able to fill the rest of the slab and get our enough percentage. Try to splash it a little bit, try to make it run. Yeah, we're just not going to get in that corner. Don't worry too much, we don't have to move our truck. As you can see, I'm a bit too high, so I need to lower the nozzle for the pump down. Well, we'll just swing it back and forth. We're running out of concrete pretty quick. We'll have to buy another load of concrete. Try to fill in that divot as we go. Lower it down. So what I'll do, I'll cut the video. Right, we're coming up to 95%, 96. Just about got the whole floor of the pool done. I'm just going through filling in some of those divots we've missed. And there we go, we've hit 100%. Now it wants us to actually concrete the walls in the pool. So as per doing the walls and the elevator shaft, we need to line up our green circle over the centre of the two walls and then start up our discharge. Right, we've run out of concrete, so we'll quick fill our truck and we'll start again. And what we need to do is fill up those blocks until we see the concrete on top of the walls. There we go, let it run down inside the walls a little bit, then we'll stop the pump. We'll reposition the nozzle a bit further around the walls and then start running the concrete into the walls again. Try to do this front wall closest to the concrete pump first. And our circle is green. What we'll do is we'll actually start our pump back up, try to drop the concrete in the hole between the two walls, wait for it to work up to the top. Right, there you can see the concrete, then wait for it to run both directions till it stops running, stop the pump, reposition the head to our left, down towards the corner. We'll start our pump back up and run the concrete. So it will run in here and around the corner. Rightio, there we go. We'll stop it again. Now we'll move the head of the pump around the corner. Just slowly work our way around the walls until we can't reach any further. Alright, we'll start the pump up again. As you can see, the concrete's running along. It'll creep past. It'll keep going up a little bit as it runs down the wall. So we'll stop it again. Reach out a little bit further along the wall. Alright, we'll start here and run it a little bit more. And swing back to the left. Start our discharge up again. Hopefully this will run around the corner a little bit. Right, we're out of concrete again. So what we'll have to do, we'll reposition the head, and then we'll have to really quick buy another load of concrete. Position the nozzle. Alright, swing it back around. Roughly put it halfway in. Quick buy another load. We'll have to start our discharge up. Start our pump up. There we go. Hopefully this concrete will run back to our right to fill up the wall where we've actually done before. That's how it has it, so we'll stop the discharge, move the nozzle back a little bit. We need to lift our outer boom up, lower our nose down. After doing this we might reposition our truck to get the far side. Just trying to get used to still using this boom. There we go, I'll make the back wall now, so we'll start the discharge up. Fill this last little section up just here. You can see the concrete creeping along the inner side of the wall. We'll stop the pump. I don't think I'll be able to position it right just there, so we'll boom out a little bit and do this little bit on this far wall. Try to fill this little bit of a hole in. Extend the boom out, line the white circle up with the gap. Rightio, start the discharge back up, start the pump up. Once this section's actually full, we'll actually reposition our pump around the top side. We'll stop the pump, we'll move our truck. Right, we're now doing the far wall. Just about done the whole lot. So we'll start our pump back up, and there we go. We've completed the wall. So what we'll do is we'll pack our concrete pump up, and it's actually asking us to clear the site. So what we'll do is we'll actually move our concrete pump back around to our go line. If you like this video, please feel free to hit the like button on the bottom left hand side of your screen. Well, we'll just head around here, and please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I've got just under 300 subscribers. I'm trying to get 500 by Christmas, so please feel free to subscribe my channel. It'll help my channel grow. So once I actually pass this truck on the go line, we'll run across to the front. There's actually some packages we need to unpack. We'll just head across the road here. Simply hold your triangle button down to unpack the material. And what's this material going to do? Right, now it's asking us to clear site, so we'll run back across the street. And our foreman's down the end here, our tourist officer. So we'll just run down here and talk to our tourist officer and see what she's got to say. We should finish the job here.
Now that the hotel complex has been constructed, I'll invite a delegation consisting of city representatives and a few investors to take them through this tourist resort. which is ready to be shown off. I can definitely see enough room for everyone here. But the investors are already eyeing the expensive properties on the water. I'm sure more buildings will be constructed here before spring break arrives, but there is still time.
Rightio, and there we go. We've finished our hotel complex. This has been a pretty long 3 videos to show you how to build this hotel complex. I hope you've enjoyed the videos. Hope it's helped you out a little bit when you go to do this mission. And I hope to catch you on the next one. We've only got one more video to do on actually the tourist minister's actually job list, and then we'll start our next lot of jobs. So I think it most probably be tarring this road out the front of the motel, but we'll wait until we actually start the project to see what it is. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Catch you on the next one.